This story was told to me by an old friend, who was told it by his grandmother. About 40 years ago, the grandmother of one of my friends bought a small old house in a quiet village. The house had been abandoned for many years, its walls darkened with age, and its wooden floors creaking with every step. She had saved money for a long time, dreaming of a place where she could spend the rest of her life in peace. On the day she signed the papers and finally received the keys, she went inside for the very first time as the true owner. The afternoon light filtered weakly through the dusty windows, and the air carried the smell of old wood and forgotten memories. As she stepped into the main room, she froze. Standing right in the middle of the room was a tiny man. He was no taller than her knee, with a long grey beard that almost touched the floor. His clothes looked strange, old-fashioned, as if they belonged to another century. His eyes were dark, calm, and strangely wise, like the eyes of someone who had lived for centuries. He didn't seem threatening. Instead, he raised his small hand and made a slow gesture, as if inviting her inside, or perhaps giving his blessing for her to stay. A faint smile touched his lips, and for a moment, she felt an unexpected sense of comfort, as if she were truly welcome there. Then, from outside the house, someone called her name. She turned her head toward the window for only a second. But when she looked back, the little man was gone. The room was empty. She searched every corner of the house that day, but there was no sign of him, and she never saw him again. For the rest of her life, she was convinced of one thing. It wasn't a dream, and it wasn't her imagination. She believed it was the spirit of the house, a household spirit, the ancient guardian of the home from old Slavic folklore, who had appeared to her, and by smiling and beckoning her inside, he gave her his permission to live under his protection.